Let's now take a look at creating textures for the pathway. The pathway I have down here in this layer. And for this, I think we'll need to go through the same process. I'm going to come over here to the UV editing screen layout, and I'll select the pathway and tab into edit mode. And with all of the UV islands selected, I will go to UVs and export UV layout. This too I will put in my textures folder. But for this one, I'm going to make the resolution of this pretty large. We can always reduce the size of any texture map based on the requirements of the game, but we can never increase the size once we've saved it out. If I saved it as a low resolution, say 512 or 1024, and we actually needed it at 2048 or 4096, scaling up the resolution would cause blurring and pixelization. So I'm going to begin this pretty high. I'll use 4096 to create this particular UV layout, and I'll call this Pathway UVs. Alright, so let's go to Photoshop and open it up. Here in Photoshop, I'll go to File, Open, and in the Textures folder, I'll open up this Pathways UV. And there we are. I'll name this UVs. And I have a texture that I've downloaded from cgtextures.com. Let me open that, and I believe it's this concrete floor here. And there it is. This is a seamless texture, so I should be able to tile it one right next to another without there being any glaring seams between the tiles. So I'll select all with Control or Command A, copy with Control or Command C, and I'll come back here and paste it into this document. I'll move this down below the UV so we can see the UV island superimposed over it. And if I go to the Move tool, I'll hold the Shift key down and scale it down pretty small. Let's zoom in here and see. So now I can press Alt and Shift and click and drag and move these over. And then I'll select both of the layers and once again hold Alt and Shift and click and drag and move this out, like so. And I'll select two more and Shift and Alt once again, and let's move this like that. Now I will take this and all of these layers and collapse them with Control or Command E, press Alt, Shift, and copy this and move it down to the bottom area. And now I should be able to take these two layers, press Alt and click and drag to duplicate these. And now I can hold Shift and rotate these around to the other pathways here. And then I'll do the same thing again for the last two. Let's grab this one and hold Alt and click and drag and pull it down here for this piece. And we can duplicate it again and drag it over for this piece. We also need something over the center of the pathways, so I'll paste a new copy in and use this to cover up these UV islands. Okay, so we've laid the floor texture over all the UV islands. Let's go ahead and collapse everything and then clean up the UV map. So I'll select everything and press Control or Command E to collapse it. Looks like I have a few more here. And then I'll select the UVs and use the Magic Wand tool to select around the UV islands. I'll go ahead and contract the selection by 3 pixels. Then I'll switch over to here and delete the excess. I will also go ahead and create a layer here and create just a black background for the UVs there.